Unless you have false eyelashes, you're okay in the New Hampshire school. Outside of school, I saw Sandra in an upscale mall once, with tight jeans with sequins stitched on the back pockets in the shape of crosses, but coquettish round crosses that let you know she's religious and she believes in God, but if some boy wants to come along and find his way into her pants, that would be okay. In class, the students all have to wear uniforms with green and blue plaid skirts for the girls and blue blazers with the New Hampshire crest for the boys. Jose is the kind of guy who likes to have his blazer always unbuttoned. He sneaks in a soccer shirt when he can, under the blazer, of the national soccer team or of one of his favorite teams in Italy. I never turn the kids in for clothing violations, because I figure the whole pretension that the kids are future Ivy Leaguers is ridiculous. And besides, they're kids. All I'm interested in is that they learn to read a bit better, that they start to understand just a little of the wide history out there that most of them are oblivious to, and that they consider the possibility there's more than only one right answer. If they can get away from the idea that history is a right or wrong answer with only dates to memorize, then I feel I've done my part. The man who came out of the SUV was wearing a white cowboy hat. He was tan in a way upper-class Mexicans around Mexico City don't like to get, meaning his skin was rough and leathery. He had on a crisp Western-style shirt with fake cowboy stitching on the pockets, and he was wearing a pair of mirrored aviator glasses. Needless to say, this isn't the typical kind of parent that comes to pick up their kids at the New Hampshire school. Two men in black suits with white shirts and pink ties who looked like private security guards trailed behind the man with the cowboy hat as he came into the school. For another couple minutes, I forgot about the man I'd just seen in the parking lot. I continued with the latest course section about American Prohibition and the women's suffragist movement, how women finally fought to get their full right to vote. Then a knock came at the door to the classroom. I turned away from the blackboard where I was writing and went to the door. There was the guy with the white cowboy hat. I looked through the glass window of the door, and for a second I had the certain feeling I should leave the man outside and call security. But I also had the feeling I was going to be in deep trouble if I didn't open the door. So I did. Or more like, after we made eye contact, the man with the hat let himself in. He turned to the class as a whole, and there was suddenly complete silence. He walked toward the back slowly, letting the sound of his white crocodile skin boots click precisely, until he got behind Jose and stood next to Sandra. "Your romance," he said in Spanish, "is over. You hear me?" He turned to everyone in the class and said, "It's over." He took his son Jose by the collar of his green Mexican national soccer team jersey, holding the shirt beneath Jose's blazer. The boy stood up obediently and bent over, like a little child hoping not to be caned by his father, even though he was about 5'10". The father pulled Jose up through the middle of all the desks until he got to me. I watched the whole rebuke in silence, holding my textbook, trying to think how best to respond to let the father know I was the boss in this room. But get real, he was the boss. So I just stood there silently, obediently, with his two guards at the doorway. "And you," the father said when he got up to me. He spoke in English, to let me know he could tell me what to do in English, too. He had a thick Mexican accent to his English. It made "you" sound more like Jew. "Jew," he said, "I am going to hold you personally responsible for these two. If they ever do anything together again, I'm going to come kill you. Is that clear?" He paused for a second, as if he realized the way he had just spoken to me in public was too much, a bit outrageous for a school. And then he added, "Look, these two people, they're from different families. That's all you need to know. I'm asking you to keep them apart." He took Jose away.